Congratulations on the win, man.
Thank you.
Just talk us through the feelings. What's the emotions right now?
I feel great. You know, it's I don't know. It was just all meant to happen. You know, I was training for the Contender Series, and that training just kind of got extended over and over and over. I was starting to kind of, you know, my sensei Anthony Hardonk was telling me, hey man, with all what's going on, it looks like you're going to make your UFC debut before the Contender Series is even going to happen. So just stay ready, and that's what we did.
Nice, man. It was a bit of almost a weird stoppage, right? The cut to the eye was pretty gruesome. Did you, when you landed the knee that cut him open, could you see right away, oh, that's a bad cut?
I could tell. I could tell just from the way it was bleeding. I had a feeling like I'm just going to keep going and going and going and try to get the finish because clearly he's pretty rocked right now. But with all the blood everywhere, I knew that the doctors weren't going to let that one go on. It was too bad of a cut.
Do you take the same satisfaction from that as you would any other win, or is it a bit like, not stoppage, or how do you feel?
Hello? Okay. No, no, it feels great, honestly. Whether it's a knockout, a submission, a TKO, doctor stoppage, anything like that, I just do my job, you know?
Awesome. Congrats, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Well, I know you didn't have much time to really gauge his skill set in there because there wasn't a whole lot of fight, but did you get hit with anything at all? He seemed pretty strong in the clinch. That's when I really noticed how bad he was bleeding. He was exerting, and it was just pouring out as he, you know.
So I'd watched some of his fights earlier this week, and what Sensei and I noticed was that he wants to get that medium range by my range standards and throw, but if he can't, he's going to clinch. And I knew he'd be strong in the clinch, especially considering that he's a light heavyweight. But, you know, I think Sensei Hardonk has the best clinch in the game. He's one of the best teachers when it comes to the clinch. And, you know, Vlad and I have been working in the clinch a lot, and Fabio and I have been working a lot in the close distance. Honestly, when he decided to close the distance, I was just like, oh, this is mine. We've been working so much clinch for the past, you know, ever since I've been training, you know, in Los Angeles. So as soon as he, decided to close the distance, I knew I had him.
So if you knew he was going to do that, why come out and throw the spinning kick right?
Because I knew he was going to close the distance. So I knew I could catch him as he was coming in because I didn't want to just throw it because then, you know, guys can see that coming from a mile away. So if you turn your back just a little bit, they're going to be like, oh, there's the spin coming. And, you know, everyone in the UFC is good. So they're going to be looking for that. But I just waited for a second for him to close the distance. I had this training partner named Lucas Drews. He's an amazing kickboxer. And this guy, it's like a cat and mouse game of distance. So whenever he just makes a little move, I can see it coming. And when I make a little move, he can see it coming. So I could tell, I was just waiting like, I know he's going to come. I know he's going to come. Boom, you know? So that's what I did.
As you can see, we're watching the fights back here in the monitors, so that it actually didn't look like it landed on television.
Really?
And then the commentators were like, oh man, I think Dominic Cruz said, you know, he comes out, you know, right away, no gauging of the distance, and lands that kick. So you're the one that did it. Did it actually get him?
Yeah, no, it hit him.
Him?
No, it hit him clean.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's what put him on his butt.
Right, of course. I thought maybe he just like slipped when he was trying to duck out of the way.
No.
And lastly, how often do you work on those? Because for a big guy, you were getting those knees way up there.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive. Not a lot of people can do that. You work on that a lot.
I have a gymnastics background, so I'm pretty good at getting limbs in places that a lot of people think they probably shouldn't be. So no, it wasn't too crazy for me.
Congratulations, man.
Thank
Jim
you.
Grieshaber, cage side seat. How's it feel to live up to your nickname in your UFC debut?
It's pretty cool. Yeah.
I was waiting for you when you were answering this question to say, because I'm a ninja. It's like,
Because I'm a ninja. Let's edit that.
but, I mean, you look like one in there, so can you just kind of take us through what that feels like and, you know, just to debut like this and to show the world what you can do on this stage on a night like this. Dana's talked about it all month with COVID, with guys stepping up and taking advantage of opportunities, and you really did that tonight.
I'm just happy that the UFC, you know, thought to call me and reach out to me. That was really, I really felt that it was an honor and that they appreciate my skills.
How do you want to use those skills from here on out? What's next for you?
I'm just living in the moment. You know, I want to get back to the gym. I want to see my family. Like I said, it's been a really long camp. So I just want to chill out, get back to the gym as soon as I can, and just keep training and getting better.
Congratulations, man.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
Actually, you know what? We just glossed over that. But tell me again, you're a gymnast. Tell me about that. How did you? When did you start doing that, and how did you transition into MMA, and when?
So gymnastics was my first ever sport. I started when I was like maybe 4, and then I got out of it. And then when I was around 9, I started with karate. And as I got older, I got back into gymnastics, but more with a focus on tumbling. But even just doing all the tumbling stuff, I still kept up with just a lot of the floor work, a lot of the stuff you'll see like with Ido Portal and Conor McGregor that they were doing for a little while. That was a big part of my repertoire. I move pretty different, and a lot of people can see I don't, I guess I move just different from everybody. And I have a lot of the gymnastics background to thank for that, especially like with the karate and gymnastics. I have a lot of power in my legs, so a lot of my fights I end with my legs. So yeah.
Can you speak to what it was like fighting on there? Because you fought at the tough gym for a Contender Series, but there was family there. There were people in the crowd, so there was a little bit more noise. What was it like going in there and to have an absolutely empty, quiet arena?
I don't know. It just kind of felt like being in the gym, to be honest. It didn't really feel much different from anything. I fought with crowds, fought with not a lot of people around. I just was focused on myself.
Does it make it easier to just focus on yourself, focus on what your coaches are saying without any other distractions in the room?
Not really. I can hear my coaches regardless of who's there or not. They're close enough, and I know their voices, so I was good.
And you took this fight a little bit heavier than what you normally do, which goes to show, I think they said on the broadcast your next fight will be at middleweight, but being able to go up and then seeing what you were able to do with a light heavy in there tonight, does that give you the freedom that if another short notice fight comes where it's maybe back at light heavy, would you take that, or would you rather just stick down at middleweight?
I'm a really good sized middleweight, and that's definitely my home, but I want to win that middleweight title first and eventually go up to light heavyweight. Maybe get that welterweight belt too. Be the first 3-division champ. That'd be pretty awesome. But my focus is on middleweight. I want to be the middleweight champion more than anything. That's where my focus is. Whatever happens after that is pretty much, we'll see what happens. But I'm focused on that middleweight belt.
I like the drive and determination. Already talking about the belt. So, in your head, if you play it out, when do you think you see yourself having that belt?
Shoot. Maybe within 2 years, maybe next year. Who knows? Who knows what's going on? I'm ready, like I said. But yeah, it could be next year. It could be within the next 2 years. I'm eyeing that belt, and it's as good as mine.
Kind of bouncing off of that, you fought a division up than what you typically fight at. Did you learn anything from that, even though it was such a short fight?
I feel like with the nerves and the fight week stuff and the training, you always become a better man afterwards, I feel like, I don't know if any of you guys ever watched Dragon Ball Z, however, after a battle, every Saiyan becomes a little bit stronger. I feel like I leveled up, I feel like it brought a lot out of me.
What about the strength? How did that feel to you?
I train with really strong guys. Like I said, my training partner, Lucas Drews, he's making his pro kickboxing debut someday soon, hopefully. But he's one of the best kickboxers I've ever trained. He's the best kickboxer I've ever trained with. And he's a middleweight, but he'll probably end up being a light heavyweight. And that dude is strong. And, I train with a lot of big guys. So, yeah.
You were having a banter back and forth when you were waiting to have your hand raised with Bruce Buffer. So what were you guys saying to each other?
I think Anthony was saying something to Bruce, and I was just like, "Hey, Bruce, come on, just give him a hug," because Bruce was like, "Sorry, we have to socially distance." I was just messing around a little bit.
Okay. Some pandemic humor.
Yes, some pandemic, the mood a little bit, lighten it up.
Congrats.
Thank you.